Now, in 2019, we reported on a landmark ruling that miners infected by silicosis should be compensated. But 2 years later, the trust set up to administer the compensation process has still not paid the miners. According to Justice for Miners, a campaign, fewer than 10 claimants have been paid thus far. Attorney Richard Spoor from Richard Spoor Attorneys has been acting for the claimants in this class action suit. He joins us now. Mr. Spoor, what's going on here?
This, as you rightly noted, is a very large settlement. It involves anything between 100 and 200,000 former mine workers spread across the whole of Southern Africa. The trust was registered just a little over a year ago. And in the time since then, systems and procedures have been put in place to accept, process, and make claims. It's been very slow, and as you correctly note, a handful of people have been paid to date. But things are changing very quickly. So I have in front of me the latest status overview report from the Chiamiso Trust, which indicates some very positive stats. 36,000 claimants have registered. 14,500 of them have lodged all the documentation that is required. 2,500 have been medically examined. That's for living mine workers with these diseases. And 1,800 have been certified and confirmed. So these are people that are coming through the process. And so we anticipate that in the next couple of months, several tens of thousands of people will be processed and claims and compensation paid out. We trust in the next couple of months to the value of about R1 billion.
All right, so we shouldn't jump up and down right now by this suggestion that only 10 claimants have been paid.
It's true, only 10 claims have been processed. Setting this thing up has been, look, I'm not a trustee, so I'm not responsible for the execution of the program, but I accept, I stay involved and I stay concerned and participate actively in the business of the trust. And I can affirm that it's been a really big process. I point out that things have been done like appointing service providers who accept the claims, conduct the medical examinations and so on. These service providers are TEBA, the Netcare Hospital Service, and Aurum Health, a large health service provider in the occupational health sphere. And these three agencies have set up offices, claim stations, if you like, throughout the country. I don't know the precise figures, but I think there are over 300 centres where people can register to lodge their claims. And they are being processed by these service providers who gather the physical records, the information, conduct the medical examinations and send in those reports to the trust, where there are teams and panels of doctors who examine them, where there's a complex process of identifying these people's work records, check who's responsible and who's going to contribute towards the cost of compensation, because that's another aspect. Each of the companies that's party to this thing is only paying their share. So the liability needs to be attributed, it needs to be checked by the companies, and getting this up, running and efficient has been a very, very challenging task. And I accept that the criticisms, are justified. I mean, there are people who are desperate and dying and sick, who really need this money and need this benefit, and for them it's been terribly frustrating.
Yeah,
but
well, that leads me to my next question, Mr. Spoor. So you are showing some trust in the trustees, but do you know how the claimants are feeling? Because, like you said, it must be so frustrating. People here expecting a payout, maybe not understanding how complex a process or lengthy process that this could be. And then payment just doesn't come.
I'm inundated on a daily basis by widows and sick miners and the wives of sick miners, desperate for help, desperate for support, and terribly frustrated. I think one of the things that needs to be developed is an ability for ordinary people to check where their claims are in the process, to have a voice to speak to talk to people. But we are honestly inundated. We had about 35,000 clients. All of them have huge expectations, and some people are suffering terribly. So, yes, I'm acutely aware of the hardship and the suffering that many workers and their families are experiencing.
All right, thank you very much, Attorney Richard Spoor from Richard Spoor Attorneys, who's been acting for those claimants. So only 10 have been paid in this huge class action silicosis case 2 years down the line, but he is saying that could start to move very quickly from here on in.